Okay, yes. So you have to turn on your camera again because I've started recording. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session, the goal setting session for 2026. The Pro-Ally team is happy to support the event and to be a part of this. And thank you to the programs team for putting this together to help everyone. Some of us that have not really sat down to write the goals, but we just penned a few things down. We expect that we're going to be learning a whole lot from our speaker today. TA will be joining us in a bit, but on behalf of Pro-Ally, I want to wish everybody a happy new year formally, and thank you all for joining. If there are there are still other Nexters that have not joined. Please call them, prompt them to join because the event has started. Prosper is here to anchor the program, and every now and then, if my attention is needed, I'm here. Prosper, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Remy, and good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from around the globe. And you are welcome to this goal setting session. It's always good to start the year with, or start the year setting the right goals and having a sort of vision on how you want your year to pan out. Before we go into the session proper, we will start with an opening prayer. It's always good to start everything with God, isn't it? So, Simi, if you're on the call, please, can you take us on the opening prayer? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to unmute. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. So let's take the prayers now. Our Lord and our God, we say thank you for yet another time in your presence. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to gather again together this year. Thank you for all that you did for us in the past years. Thank you for all that you are set to do for us this year. Be thou exalted in Jesus' name. Lord, we pray that as we're about to start this session, you start with us, you go ahead of us. All that we have set to do this year, by your grace, by your power, you will grant us the strength and you will enable us to be able to achieve them and achieve them successfully in the name of Jesus. Lord, we pray for our speaker as well. We ask that you speak through us, speak through her. You will grant our utterance in the name of Jesus, and you bless each and every one of us. At the end of it all, let's have the fullest cause to give glory to your name in Jesus' name. For in Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Simi. Like I said, it's always good to start with God in whatever you do. And here at Nexters, we take that very seriously. I don't know who is excited for the session. If you're excited for this session and just what this session is about the insights and knowledge that this session is about to bring to you, can I just see some reactions, some emojis? Come on, let's put up the emojis if you're excited for this session. I'm seeing some hearts. Probably can't see everyone, but I can see some hearts going up. I can see some hands clapping. That's great. That's great. I can see somebody laughing. I don't know who is laughing, but yeah, that's great. It's good to see all the emojis flying everywhere and going up. So once again, we're all welcome to this goal setting session. We have an agenda, so we'll try to keep to time for each of the item. My name is Prosper Ozoma. I will be a moderator for this session, and I am a Nexter. And this session is one that is organized by, of course, the Nexters Leadership Network with Pro-Ally giving us huge support. Essentially, the Nexters Leadership Network is for those of us who are on the call who aren't Nexters, just to give you an idea of who we are basically a community or a network, not a community, a network that is dedicated to empowering STEM talents, STEM in sense of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics with power skills. These days, everybody is concerned with technical skills. Everyone is concerned with or so focused on what school taught me, what knowledge did I gain from school, but there are power skills, behavioral skills that are necessary in putting us over in life. One of them, which a lot of people don't pay attention to, is the ability to set goals, because those goals will give your year and give your life direction. Okay, so we are in the business of empowering young people with power skills, which will help them to lead innovation, advance technology, and drive economic growth, and thereby fostering upward social mobility opportunities. So that's basically Nexters in a nutshell. And I just want to again welcome everyone to this session. A huge thank you to the Pro Ally team, led by our very own Madam Tubosun Afolayan, Madam TA. I don't know if she's on the call yet, but Ma, we celebrate you. We thank you for all the support which you continue to give to the Nexters Leadership Network. Also, a big thank you to the Pro Ally team, Madam Remy, Madam Grace, Zene, everyone at Pro Ally. A huge thank you to you. A huge thank you to the programs, Nexus programs team, led by Adedoja Adewale. A huge thank you to everyone on the programs team for putting together this session. A huge thank you to fellow Nexters, Nexters who are on this call, who have taken out time to be part of this session. And a huge thank you to non-Nexters, because I know for me personally, and I'm sure this applies to a whole lot of Nexters who have shared this session on various platforms that aren't even necessarily STEM related. So a huge thank you to everyone who has joined this session. I am sure that it is going to be worth your time. You are not just here to waste time. Our speaker, Madam Ilo Ehimare, a huge thank you to you too, Ma. I must not forget, thank you so much for making out time from your busy schedule to be present. I saw you even before the 10 o'clock mark. So a huge thank you to everyone for joining the session. What I want us to do just before we go into introducing our speaker proper, right, is for everyone to drop their expectations in the chat box. What are your expectations, or what is your expectation for this session? What are you looking at taking back home? What are you looking at taking away, right? So just drop your expectations in the chat box. I want to see everyone's expectations. Are you looking at how to set proper goals, or insights on how to achieve goals and all of that? So please drop your expectations in the chat box just before I hand over to Adedoja to introduce our speaker, or the speaker for this session proper. That will be Madam Ilo Ehimari. Doja, over to you, please. Is Doja still on the call? Doja?
Yes, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Is it very loud and clear?
Yes, it is loud and clear.
Thank you. So I had some issues with my laptop, so I had to use my phone. So good morning, everybody. It's good to see you. I'm happy to be here. And I would like to believe that you're happy to be here too. So I'm here to introduce our speaker, Ilo Eimari. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So she's a learning and development expert, and she graduated from Ambrose Ali University, where she studied biochemistry. She also has an MBA from Nexford University, and she's an associate member of the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development. And she's currently pursuing the globally respected certified professional in talent development certification. So you can tell that she's somebody that is committed to personal development and professional growth too. So right currently she serves as the learning and development um, partner for the Nigerian business unit at Coca-Cola. And that is, I just want to say that she's a big woman. I know she might not, she might refuse to acknowledge, but it's such a privilege to have her in our midst. And I want you to know that she's not here to speak from theory, to speak from the textbook. She's here to say what she has practiced and what has worked for her. We just passed 2025 and we're in a new year now. And I have from personal evidence and receipts that she set goals, she met her goals, and she even exceeded them last year. And she's here today to teach us how to do the same. Thank you so much for joining us, ma. Let's put our hands together for her as she comes up.
Next, participants, let's have those hands clapping as our speaker comes up, Madam Ilo Ehimare.
All right. Thank you so much, Dodger and Prosper.
You're
Please,
welcome,
before I
ma'am.
go on, confirm that you can hear me, you can see me.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you and we
can.
can see you.
All
Yes.
right, thank you. So, thank you again, Nexus Network. I hope I'm calling out the name well for this opportunity. This is actually my first speaking engagement this year. And even at work, I've not resumed fully, so I've not talked to anybody yet, even though I do a lot of talking at work. So I'm very, very happy that I'm talking to this community of, very intentional young people as my first speaking opportunity this year. I will try as much as possible to compress this very huge and complex topic into 30 minutes that Dodger has given me, right? But I know that Prosper has said we should put our expectations for this session in the chat. Please, if you have not done it, kindly do it. It will help us know how to structure this conversation to meet everybody at their point of concern and their point of need. I'm here today not to just rattle on theories and frameworks that you would generally see on the internet. If you go on YouTube and search, goal setting framework, so how to set my goals and surpass it, you'll see 1,001 beautiful videos and training materials that you can consume, right? So what I'm going to be doing today is not just a webinar setting. I'm going to be doing it like a workshop. What this means is that I will be calling on you. We're going to make it as practical as possible. So I'll need your interaction, 100%. I would need your vulnerability, and I will really need your intention, right? I know there are questions, there's a question and answer segment at the end of the session. But if at any point you feel like you have a question or you have a comment, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll try to attend to them as smoothly as possible while I don't, compromise my flow. That saying, let's get into it. I was given the topic setting and surpassing your goals in 2026. And as Doja has said, I've been setting goals, doing all of the normal works all over the years. But for the first time last year, I tried actual goal tracking. So I belong to another community of people that want to develop themselves, and we put our heads together and we tried actual goal tracking. So I was like, let me put all of my energy, all of myself into these goals and see if I'm actually made of good stuff. And it's not just all fluff, right? And see if I would actually achieve them. And as Doja said, surprisingly, even me, it came as a surprise to me. I did achieve those goals, and some of them went above and beyond. And I made sure I set goals that were not, there are some goals that you set that that even without trying, you will achieve it. let me sweep my house tomorrow. It doesn't take a lot of effort. You'll achieve it. But I tried to set goals that were daring, and I poured my heart into it, and it worked. So they just said, "Hey, come and share your method with us and see if we can replicate it." I said, "Why not?" Right? So please, are we on board that this is going to be as interactive and as engaging as possible? Let me see your thumbs up if you're with me on that, or your heart, or whatever, whatever reactions. Thank you. All right, so before we go into it, I want us to do something. I want to believe that we are either with our phones, our laptop, or better still, a pen and paper. Do something for me. I want you to draw a rock. If you cannot draw, describe a rock using words. A rock, that's ROCK. So while we go on, just get busy. If you're with your iPad, your phone, whatever it is you can write or draw on, crayon, a drawing book, just draw me a rock right now. We'll come back to it at the end of the class or at the end of this session, but please draw me a rock. So moving very quickly, I'll try as much as possible to keep to time. We're going to be segmenting this talk today into two segments, right? Number one is the actual goal setting frameworks and all. And then number two, we'll talk about how to actually hit and surpass those goals. So it's a very heavy topic, but I will try to simplify and condense everything that I have to say into 30 minutes. But for a reflection before we start, I want us to think about a goal that you set and achieved in 2025, no matter how seemingly small, insignificant, simple it is. Think about a goal, even if the goal was sleeping and waking up, right? Think about a goal that you set and achieved in 2025. And then think about why you actually achieved that goal and how you achieved it. So take a few moments to think about it. I know we don't have time, but I always like to do a reflection exercise before we start. Because like I said, it's a workshop. I'm not doing the work for you, right? I'm just guiding you, but you're doing the work for yourself. Next, think about a goal that you set, but I'm very sorry for this, but I created the slides in the early hours of this morning. So sorry for the typos. Think about a goal that you set, but you didn't achieve in 2025. And then why and how you didn't achieve this. Now, it doesn't have to be that you wrote it down or you used a tracker. Goals can also be abstract thing that you just think of, oh, I think I want to get a new phone. I think I want to become better at speaking to to my family. I think I want to spend more time studying, right? So just think about it. Do we have people who are in any of these categories? I would like to hear from just one or two persons. A goal you set and achieved, why and how you did this, and a goal you set but didn't achieve, and then why and how you think you didn't achieve this. Do we have any takers? If you feel comfortable, and if you don't feel comfortable enough, you can also put it in the chat, but I would really love to hear from one or two persons. It's great that I can see all of our names here. So I'm a person that will call you out, that will push you out of your comfort zone. If we don't have any takers, I will call out one person. Is this fine? Like I said, this is not going to be just me talking. I never conduct sessions like that. I have to have interactions. All right, so I can see Amadi K. Precious. Are you here? I can also see Martins Adetunji. Is anybody here?
Yes, ma, I'm here, ma.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, do you want to share with us?
Okay,
Okay,
for
I can
the
see. Okay. If you don't want to share with us, it's fine because I can already see one hand up. I can see Victor's hand up. So I have a volunteer. But if you would
Okay.
like, tell us about a goal that you set and achieved in 2025, no matter how small it is.
I can't really say because most of the goals I set for 2025, I did not achieve it.
All right.
And it's because of
Why
procrastination.
procrastination? The enemy. It's general. It's all our enemy. All right. So thank you very much for sharing,
You're welcome, ma.
Precious.
Thank you.
Yes. Victor, I can see your hands up. Let me hear from you before we go on. Hi, Victor. All right. So I think Victor is not very available right now. So we'll just go with what we already heard from Precious, right? Okay. Thank you, Victor. Osemed, I can see your hands up. Okay, let me hear from you as well before we go on.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, good
For
morning.
me, one of the goals that I set for 2025 was to get a job, and I achieved that. And how I was able to do that was I set a clear structure, and I also kept reminding myself about the benefits of getting the job. So it kind of prompted me to, keep pushing. And the other goal I said that I did not achieve was my work with God. I felt like I did not reach that level I wanted to. And that was because there was no clear structure. For the job I knew I had to wake up, I knew I had to codes, I knew I had to like practice every day for interviews and all of that. But for the work I did not set the clear structure. I just knew I wanted to read my Bible and I wanted to pray, but there was no definite time and all of that. So, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Osemed. That was very, very eye-opening. Thank you. And Precious and Victor, who was even, trying to volunteer. Why I like to do this is because I like to hear from us, from a group, to see where we currently are. Hearing from Oseme now, I can see that she's very self-aware. She said, oh, this was why this one worked, and this was why this one did not work. Right. So I know that we're not starting from scratch. So I don't need to start from scratch, right? I can meet us where we are. Going forward very quickly, before we go into the main goal setting and how to set goals, I always like to tell people or like to start with what our big picture is. In life, all of the goals that we set year to year are starting points. They are tasks to the main thing. If we do not define what our big picture is, or we do not know, or we are not intentional about finding out, the motivation sometimes might be lacking. So what I mean big picture, I don't mean that you must know what the end of your life looks like, or you must know what the peak of your life looks like. The beautiful things about the big picture is that a big picture is not static. A big picture can be changed. A big picture can be, modified. But a big picture is important because it is a banner ahead of you that tells you where you are going, and it helps you to cascade every other aspect of your life into actionable steps that you will take to reach that. And I'll be very practical. For me, I have a big picture that, encompasses about three things. I want to someday be in politics, or I want to be in public service in Nigeria, that I have the power to restructure our orientation, youth development, empowerment, and all of that, especially for the youth, because I believe that, future leaders and all of that. So now I have about three different big pictures, but thinking about or talking about this one, putting it out, I know that having that big picture in mind makes me know that Every other thing I'm doing right now are steps to that banner that I am looking at. Here I wrote a quote from Jim Rohn that says, if the promise is clear, the price is easier to pay. It's not totally easy, but it's easier. So taking me, I know that, oh, it's not clear yet. My big picture is not clear yet, but I have a sketch of what I want to do, what the peak of my life or impact would look like. That has informed the career that I intentionally put myself in. That has informed my kind of personal branding, how I show up, some kind of events that I cannot go to, some kind of clothes I wear. Sometimes some people will say, oh, let's go here. And I would say, so tomorrow when I'm contesting, my opponent should take this picture and say, oh, look at the person that you want to vote for. Look at the person that you want to nominate into office, right? This was what she was doing 10 years ago. This was what she was doing 20 years ago. Now that is humorous. Yes. But I put this example to note that I always like to start from the end to the beginning, work my way backwards, have a picture of where I want to be, of where my life, the peak of my life is. And it helps me work backward. It helps me now set actionable goals to that. So for instance, in 2027, you want to run a 10-kilometer marathon. You already have that picture. And then it will help you set goals, maybe monthly, quarterly, that, oh, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to run for 5 minutes. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to increase it for 10 minutes until I can run 10 kilometers. You have something that you are looking forward to that informs those goals that you're setting. Now, think about it the other way, that you just want to wake up and say, oh, let me run. You don't know what you are practicing for. You don't know what the big picture at the end or at the end of the tunnel is. It can cause for demotivation. You can just wake up one morning and say, I don't feel like it because why am I really running? Who is pursuing me, right? So you have to have a big picture, no matter how sketchy or no matter how incomplete it seems. You don't have to have everything sorted out right now, but you have to have a picture of what your life, if everything works out, looks like, the impact you want to make, who you want to be, the possessions that you want to have, right? And doing that, I want us to watch a 1-minute video, right? On how to do that. So please pay attention. I'm looking at my time, don't worry. I'm trying to keep the time. I have till 10:40. But this is a 1-minute video. And actually, if we come on this call and watch this 1-minute video and go, we've literally finished everything on goal setting. But we are going to spin this video another way. So watch it with an open mind, okay? I'm going to play now. And yeah.
I can't hear anything. No, can everybody hear?
Can we hear?
I can hear,
Yes,
but
I
it's
can.
very low.
Oh,
Very
it's
1 minute
very
is
low.
fine.
low. Okay. I'm going to recap. Oh, a lot of people can't hear. Okay. So I'm
We
just
can.
going to stop the video and I'm going to recap what he was trying to say. So he was trying to, I hope we can hear me. So he was trying to say how to set goals. And now I'm spinning this in how to set your big picture, because we're talking about the big picture now before we even start on goal setting. We take out a piece of paper. If we have time, you can do it now. Take out a piece of paper and look into your future. Look into what you want to, or what you want to, just look at yourself and write your goals in this format. if you want to buy a car, write it. I have a car. I have a Toyota Camry 2014. I am if you want to get married, I am a wife and a mother. If you want to learn something, or if you want to learn something, I learn digital marketing. If you want to earn a particular amount, I earn $2 million per month, right? So it's saying take those futuristic goals that you want to achieve and write them down in the present tense. When you've made this list, look at all of these goals that you have seemingly set and pick the one that, if you had a magic wand or you had a special baba in your village, they'll say, or a genie in a bottle, they'll say, I'm going to grant one wish for you, regardless of how impossible it is. Pick one wish that would change your entire life, that will make all of these other goals possible. Which one of these goals would you pick after making that list? Now, the one goal you would pick to achieve in 24 hours that would change every other thing in your life, that is your big picture. So, for instance, if I was writing this, I'll write, oh, I drive a cyber truck. I visit 100 countries in a year because I like to travel. I earn 100 billion naira every year, right? I am a serial entrepreneur. Then if I were to pick one that would make all of this happen, I'll probably pick I am a serial or a successful serial entrepreneur, because I know that would open up doors for me in other countries. I know that that would make me earn a lot. I know that that would, help me achieve all of this. I'm just saying this to say that in all of these goals that you have set, when you make your checklist, there is one, if you follow this principle, there is one out of them that is a catalyst to making every other thing possible. That one is your big picture. We don't have the time. Suppose we had enough time, we'll do the exercise. But that one is your big picture. Take it out and put it on a fresh page and then run with it, because that is the one that when you have it as your big picture, it will help you now cascade all of your tasks, all of your activities to achieve that one. And then you can become one of those things. And more often than not, because I've done this in a physical setting, most people, I just tell them, write all of their goals randomly. And then when they are picking their big picture, the 180 or 90% of the time, their big picture always starts with I am, not I have, not I earn, not I am connected with this person. It always now comes back into internalization of who you are, what you want to be, because the value of who you are, or the value that you create in yourself, would produce results in every other aspect of our lives. I hope I'm not speaking too fast. I hope I'm not confusing you. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. But we'll still have question and answer. Now, when you've taken that goal, you've decided on your big picture. For instance, going with my hypothetical example, because me, I don't want to be a serial entrepreneur. It's too much work. But let's say I am a successful serial entrepreneur in tech. You now put that big picture one place and you come and fit it into your wheel of life. Now, your wheel of life is a wheel with different spokes for different aspects of your life. If you can see my screen, I didn't hide presenter view. Maybe this is why you were not here in the first time. So I hope you can see it better. So if you can see my screen now, you'll see a wheel that has health, social life, career, finance, family, relationship, personal development, and spiritual. I'm very glad that, I'm speaking to his faith community, because I see that we started with prayer. So I will get away with saying some of the things that may sound spooky in a corporate setting. right? So for me, your will could look different. Your will could be smaller, your will could be larger based on what your big picture is. So you already have your big picture. You want to be a serial entrepreneur. How does your health, how will taking care of your health fit into that? Do you need to be physical fit? Do you need to work out? Do you need to be more active? Your social life, do you need to attend more events? Do you need to network with more people to get there? Your career, do you need to start working in a tech field now? Do you need to become a business developer first? What are the steps you need to do to achieve your big picture? Now, this is what has worked for me. There are a lot of frameworks out there, right? So you can try, but I'm speaking from personal experience. Finances, do you need to start saving and investing a particular amount? Do you need to start attending finance conferences? Do you need to start looking for venture capitalists? Family, do you need to carry your family along, or do you need to cut them off in order to get there? Relationships, do you need to get a wife, or do you need to get a best friend? Do you need to get a partner or a business partner? Personal development, you need to take a particular certification, a course. Spiritual, do you need to start visiting a lot more churches for them to pray on your head? You need to start going to Orioke. Do you need to start visiting? Do you need to start engaging in meditation, doing yoga? A lot of that. It's for you. But make sure that that big picture, you can fit it in all of this, in all these spokes on the wheel. Because of time, I will not dwell on this. Well, there's also a practical activity that we could have done here. But probably I'll share the slides if you want at the end of the day, or other materials, and then you can do it on your own. When you have done that, now you cannot say you want to start setting your actionable goals. I think you see that goal setting itself does not actually start from goal setting. There are some preliminary work to be done before you go into the actual goal setting. So sometimes not doing this pre-work is what makes us, at the end of the day, maybe lose motivation, lose the discipline, and all of that, right? I can see that I have 3 minutes more. Dodger, could I add 5 minutes? I'm going to go on very fast from here, but I just wanted to set that introduction. That's why I took time. But can I have 5 more minutes to my time? Is it possible? Or should I still work with the 2 minutes left? Hello?
Please go ahead. You have
All right.
time.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, remember from our wheel, right? Let's now pick career. Now we are setting goals. We're not just setting goals haphazardly. We are setting goals that correspond to the different spokes in the wheel that will drive us to, this is a wheel on a car, that will drive us to the big picture that is at the front, right? So work with me. Now we want to set career goals to drive us to our big picture. Goal setting. If we've been in corporate for a while, I know that we would have heard set smart goals, right? I'm sure we would have heard that. If you have heard about smart goals before, just give me a thumbs up. Maybe even a lot of people know what smart means, specific, actionable, all of that. So put it on the chat. Let me see that, I'm talking to people that are up there, right? So now my own model is a bit different. Smart is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant or realistic, and then time bound. So for me, specific is great. What exactly is the goal or task? Emphasis on exactly. And then what does a good job look like, right? So career goals. Now, if you want to set it, you want to put your goals in career on your wheel, exactly has to be quality, quantity, on comparison. Quantity is, now for my career, do I want one job? Do I want to have 2 jobs? How much do I want to earn at these jobs? What is my goal? So quantity always come with numbers, percentages, those kind of metrics. So if you're setting a goal that get a job this year, your goal is not specific enough. However, if it is not quantity, it has to be quality. So it is either I get one job that pays me 5 billion naira a month this year. I'm calling very outrageous figures, I know. Or quality. I'm getting a job that I'm happy to wake up to every morning. So that's the quality. How well, right? So the quantity is the numbers, quality is how well. So it's either, it can be both, but it's also either or. If you don't want the quantity, go for quality. How it makes you feel, the quality improves the quality of your life. Set those career goals. I'm saying it for career now. This is what you do for everything, but I'm just using career for example. Next, it can ever be, I say it can ever be quality, quantity, or comparison. Sometimes you just want to survive. You say, I want a job that is better than unemployment. It's still a goal, right? Or I want a job that is better than where I am currently. It's still specific, though not as much as we would like, because you already have where you are starting from and you know how you want to build up, right? So these are the different level of specificity that we have in goals. Next important thing for me, I do not go straight SMART. I go next to T. Is there a way to track progress? What are the measures? Just like I think Osemi mentioned, how am I tracking progress on getting a job? Do I want to get 2 interviews every week? Do I want to send out 5 job cover letters and applications every day? Do I want to, how do you track progress on this? Why this is important is because of how our brain functions. Our brain likes reward. Our brain likes to see that we are making progress. So demotivation comes easily when it seems like we're not moving. But no matter how small or how seemingly insignificant your tracking is, it will help you. So for me, goals have to first be specific and then trackable. If we have been in corporate, we know about OKRs, KPIs, you'll know what I'm talking about. Next, it has to be relevant. Is this goal important and aligned with my big picture or destination, or am I just on survival mode? If you're on survival mode, it's fine. We've all been there, right? But is this also relevant? So you need to ask yourself. Next, attainable. Is this goal realistic and achievable? So I was earning 20,000 before, and now I want to earn 5 billion a month. Well, what God cannot do does not exist. But is it realistic? Is it attainable? Next, my own M stands for not measurable but motivating, because I have made the measurable with my specific. I've made my specific quantity, quality, and comparison. Am I excited and interested in the goal? Do I actually want to get this job, or I'm just pressured by society? Would I rather just be a businesswoman? Would I rather be a content creator than having a 9 to 5? Would I rather just stay at home and live on vibes and inshallah, right? So it has to be motivating to you. Are you excited? So this is the framework that I use to get my own SMART goals. And of course, there's another framework that is smarter: evaluation and reward. We'll talk about that when we're talking about how to attain this goal. So, practical example, now that we know how to set SMART goals, or the framework to set SMART goals, this is an example of a goal. So you will tell me if it is smart or not so smart. To save and invest more this year, is this smart or not so smart? What do we think? I need chorus answers, or drop it in the chat. I just want to hear from you.
Not so smart.
Who is speaking? Dodger. I don't want to hear from you, Dodger, but thank you. So Dodger says it's not so smart. Do we know why it's not so smart? And how can we make this a smart goal based on what we just talked about? Who wants to try? Why is it not so smart? Why is it not specific? Okay, Mercy, go ahead. Thank you.
It's not specific, ma'am.
How can we make it specific?
So you can say something like, I want to save like up to $1,000, depending on what you're earning, or maybe $100 this year. And then I want to invest about 500,000 naira in certain, you can call out certain this thing you want to invest in, like certain stocks and all of that. So that's a bit more specific and
Beautiful.
yeah, achievable.
Beautiful. Beautiful. If we had time, we would have deconstructed it and then made sure that is it specific, is it trackable, is it attainable, and all of that. But if you don't have time to do that, remember S&T. Is it specific, quality, quantity, comparison? Is it trackable, right? And that's how you get your SMART goals. Now, this example, I'm going to expose my own community a bit. These examples are real life examples of goals, supposed goals that people in my community set, right? I want to save and invest more this year. And I think if I want to share them, I'll say, no wonder you did not achieve it. Because how? We want to save what? You want to invest what, right? So a lot of the times we think that the issue is, oh, maybe I didn't set so much structures, or I didn't set or procrastination, or my village people are doing me. But sometimes it's from the structure or from the framework we use when setting our goals, right? I'm not going to dwell so much on this because I feel like we've grasped it. So I'm not going to do all of this. I'm going to move very quickly because my time is fast spent now to hitting and surpassing those goals. At the end of this session today, we don't have time for this, but I want you to write and schedule an email to yourself. I always do it for the end of the year. I don't know how you want to structure it. Do you want to structure it encouragingly? Do you want to congratulate yourself in advance? But write that email, schedule for you to receive it. Or if it's in a piece of paper you want to write it and keep it in your colo and open it up at the end of this year, right? It's just something, sending something into your future. Next, how to hit and surpass your goals. Keep the picture in sight. It's one thing to create your big picture. It's another thing to keep it in remembrance, right? All through last year, I'm going to try to see if you can see my screen. I'm not sure you can see my screen now, but I set my wallpaper. I wrote all of these things that there's how for iOS users, if you know how to do it, there's how you can set your screen that once you close your phone and on it every time, something else shows. So I did a kind of vision board because I knew that me, I'm more digital. So when people were doing their vision board, if it works for you, do a cardboard and paste it in your house, have a board, a marker board that you write and paste it, use post-it notes, whatever works for you. Me, I'm always on my phone, right, for work. So I'm always on my phone. So people, Adedoja will be like, so you're always on your phone, you've been seeing my messages, but you don't reply on time. Sorry, Adedoja, priorities. All right, so I know that anytime I on my phone, I want to see one goal there, right? So it keeps on changing. That was how I used to keep my own picture in sight. So it was like anytime I'm using my phone, something was calling me out. My first wallpaper would be, hey, for instance, buy a car, do this, right? And some of them were affirmations because I'm a Christian and I believe a lot in words. So a lot of them were affirmations. So these find a way to keep your big picture in sight. Don't just depend on your memory. Your memory will fail. Your memory will fade. Your feelings and motivation would fade. But constant reminder might help, right? So that's number one, hitting and surpassing your goal. Keep your big picture inside. Be self-aware. Know your triggers and weaponize your motivation. What this means is, know if you're somebody that is given to procrastination. Know yourself, have a conversation with yourself, say, hey, all this is everything is fine, but I'm definitely might not achieve it because I do not have the discipline to do this. Call yourself out and then know your triggers. Know your triggers mean 4 years ago, for instance, I was trying to stop a very bad habit. I don't know if this is a safe space to share, but I'll just speak vaguely. I was trying to stop a bad habit. And I know that my triggers were in some of the content that I watch. When I go on Twitter, I see these things. When I go everywhere, I see these things. I already knew that those were my triggers. So I said things like muting some specific words that it doesn't come across my feed, customizing my timeline, in fact, deleting some apps for a while. Last year, for the first 3 months, I'm a person that watches movies a lot. I use movies to unwind. You can literally give me a task that is urgent and I'll be watching movies. I'll say I'll get to it later. Movies are like my own addiction. For I knew that was my triggers. For the first 3 months, I didn't do Netflix subscription. I put structures in place that I did not watch a movie. Now, did I starve myself a little bit? When I see a movie that, I want to watch, this series is raining, I just have a note that I put and I said, and I will show you, it's funny. I just wrote movies to watch after Q1, after I hit my goals. And I have like 100 movies there. So it was keeping me going. And one day, it's just a time. It's just for a time. I'm going to go back and watch all of these movies, right? So I knew my triggers and I weaponized my motivations. My motivation was, this is what I'm going to do after I hit a specific goal. It's not that I didn't say, I'm never going to watch movies again. I'm just deceiving myself, right? But I used it as rewards and motivation to offset that balance, right? Next, break down your goals into manageable bits. And I said, just make it to the next poll. You see how I didn't just say, movies are what is holding me back. I procrastinate and I, zone out with movies, for instance. So I will not watch movies again. That way, my brain would have said, hey, this is an impossible task. I must, because I know myself. For some people, it's other things. Some people, maybe it's alcohol. Some people, it's, gisting with your friends. Whatever it is for you. I just set a small attainable goal. I started with 1 month. I said, okay, I'm not going to watch movies for January. And then when the urge comes, I say, let me just make it to January 31st. And I will watch this movie. We call it agile thinking. So for people that are in project management, you'll probably know how you don't just set annual and long-term goals. You break it down into bits, you revisit and, refresh on all of those tasks. So I put it into my thinking as well. How do I manage these distractions? So say, let me just get to the end of today. If I get to the end of today, I will reward myself with this. And I find out that when I get to the end of the day, I'm so proud of myself that, I didn't do this for all of January, or I didn't do this for all of this week. Let me try and push my boundaries. Instead of 1 week, let me go 2 weeks. So I did not just go, this year, I will, This year, I will not. Because your brain will break down. I'm like, this is so impossible. How can I do it? I don't have the willpower. But when you set it milestone by milestone, let me just survive to the next day. Let me just survive to the next month. When you get to that next month, you would have built so much resistance that it will not be easier to, let me do 2 months. Let me now do 3 months. Let me do 6 months. This is coming from somebody that used to have zero willpower, used to be a procrastination expert. In fact, I was joking with my friends one day and I say, the way we have Alcoholics Anonymous, I will have Procrastinators Anonymous so that we can just have a support group for ourselves. This was how I was able to conquer, setting very small, manageable goals. Let me just get to the end of the day. Let me get to the end of the week. And by then, I survived. Nothing happened. Can I do 2 weeks? And this was how I was able to break a bad habit that I'd been struggling with for over 10 years. And now, for like 4 years, I've been clean. Do you understand me? So break it down into manageable bits and just tell yourself you're going to make it to the next pole. Next, you will have small wins. Celebrate them. Do not celebrate your goals. We tend to do this thing, for instance, I'm going to write a book. And then we go around and tell everybody, I'm going to write a book. I'm like, Doja, you're going to write a book. That is so nice. I can't wait to read it. We have not done the thing, but from just setting the goal and from talking about it, we are already getting the dopamine rewards from that thing. So don't celebrate your goals. I'm not saying don't tell anybody about it, but instead tell people about the tasks, right? And celebrate those small wins. Don't celebrate, I'm going to write a book. You've not written anything, but somebody has taken control. I think this is my cue to go. Right? So, but I hope we understand. Don't celebrate, I'm going to write a book. Everybody's going to love it. You have already enjoyed yourself even before the act. So that can act as a deterrent to actually motivate your brain to do that. But those small wins, hey, I wrote 2 lines today. Cheers to myself. Ice cream for myself. I wrote a chapter today, right? So celebrate the small wins. Don't celebrate your big picture ahead of time, because that is going to now be counterproductive. For instance, you've already set all your vision, but you say, oh, I'm going to go Paris this year. I'm going to get married this year. And all of it are like, oh, cock it. That is good for motivation. But, social scientists and all have found out that that can be counterproductive. So you know the difference between celebrating your small wins and celebrating your goals. Next, think in systems. Trust me, except you're a very disciplined person, no matter how you feel right now at the beginning of the year, I'm going to do this, I'm going to. By the end of January, or let's say by March, you would have gotten tired. You would say, I beg, we go again next year. Right? So do not depend on motivation and willpower alone. Think in system, think holistically. When you are setting goals, like I said, think about all of the 360 ways that you will fail. I'm going to fail. I want to write a book, but I don't have the discipline to write 100 words every day. This is where I'm going to fail, right? So call yourself out. Think about all the loopholes and plug those loopholes with what I call repeatability and sustainability. So make those tasks and those goals, the tasks that leads up to those goals, such low effort that it becomes routine. You don't depend only on willpower and motivation. For instance, I want to lose 20 kg this year. So I'm going to be going to the gym every day. But after 1 week, I say, well, let that gym subscription stay there. My body is paining me. But if I had set a system that, oh, every morning, instead of me to take keke to the bus stop, I will walk for 5 minutes. Or instead of me to use a bus to this place, I will walk. Or instead of me to sit down, if you work from home, instead of me to sit down while working, I will probably get a walking pad and walk while I'm working. So infuse all of these systems to be as low effort as possible, that it becomes repeatable and sustainable. Except, of course, you have all the discipline that comes from the Most High, then you can go ahead. But for me, this is what has worked for me. I looked at all of those goals. I said, Ilo, you know yourself. By March, you would have gotten tired of this grand thing that you want to do. So how can I make it simple enough that I can repeat it mindlessly, right? I wanted to get better in a particular skill. How can I make it simple enough? I set what do I call it? Reminders every day that pops up with links to a particular video of a skill I want to watch. So as I'm in transit, it's on my ear. It's just look for what works for you. Holistically, repeatability and sustainability. That is what should be your watchwords for thinking in system. Next, you will fail. You will drop the ball, but practice what I call upward spiral statements. Upward spiral statements, example is this. A shoe salesman was sent to Africa to sell shoes. The first one got there and said, hey, these people don't wear shoes, so we don't have a market here. We can't succeed here. The next one comes and say, hey, these people don't wear shoes, so it's a good opportunity to introduce shoes to them. So anytime you fail, look at it as a learning curve. Look at it as practice the light in the tunnel, that you use it to, buoy yourself up and not beat yourself up. Hey, I failed in this, but then I learned that I do not really, I failed in going to the gym every day, but then I learned that the gym is not really my thing. I prefer home workouts, right? It's better than, hey, I failed in the gym. That means I'm definitely not going to lose this 20 kg. There's no how I want to do it. I'm a failure. Strike out this goal. We go again 2027. Right? So these are just some of the things that has worked for me. Other things, I don't know, maybe as time goes on, we'll talk. But I see now that I have so much exceeded my time. My goal for this session for me was to introduce you to an overview of goal setting and hitting your goals in 30 minutes or less, right? So that was how specific I was setting a goal for this. Was I specific enough? Yes, I was. Was it trackable? Yes, I was tracking by looking at my time. Was it attainable? It was hard and I didn't achieve it. So it wasn't really attainable for me, but I tried. Was it relevant? Yes, it was. Because, my big picture is youth development and orientation services and all of that. So this also works into my big picture. Was it motivating for me? Oh, yes. Every time I open my mouth to speak to young people, I am excited, right? So that was my own goal. I wrote it down when I wanted to come into the session. I was able to hit at least maybe 4 out of it, aside from the time-bound thing. But please, I'm going to stop here now and, let the organizers take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Ilo Imare. Can we have, I can't see people clapping. Can we just celebrate our speaker? I want to see those hands, people clapping. Let's celebrate our speaker. That was a wonderful session, to be very frank. And I think the hitting and surpassing your goal part really stuck, or really stuck with me. So thank you so much, Madam Ilo. Thank you for sharing those insights. I'm sure that a lot of Nexters and a lot of people on this meeting or this session gained something very tangible from it. One thing I would just say before we take one question, we have time for just one question. On a lighter note, just on the big picture, and it kind of makes sense because, of course, I'm a Christian too. And I remember in the Bible when God called out Abraham, God had already told him that I will make you the father of many nations. But God had to call him out and tell him to look at the stars in the sky. I guess that was his own big picture, so that he can be able to understand the goals and the things that God has set forth in front of him. So God had to show him the stars in the skies, to show him what the big picture was, to let him know that it was achievable. The things that he had in mind for him was achievable. So thank you so much once again. Thank you very much, Ma. We are very grateful for sharing those insights with us. So we'll move very quickly because we are far behind time. We'll take one question. Are there any? No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll take one question. Just searching if there's any question in the chat box. Okay. Doja has a question. Doja said, you mentioned something about the innate value of a person being what makes goal attainable. The I am part. I'm not sure I get it. Please, can you explain more on this, please?
All right. So that was gotten from the exercise of getting your big picture, and I'll explain it again. I said, oh, write all of your goals, and most times, the one that you pick out as your big picture is the one that, when you attain it, it cascades and you're able to achieve every other thing on your list. And most times, it always starts with the I am statement. So the innate value, or what you ask, the I am part is what you are, spills into every other thing, spills into what you are going to have, what you're going to earn, who you are going to affect, what you're going to impact in life. And I made an example of, for instance, all of the goals in my checklist could be, I want to drive a cyber truck, I want to visit 20 countries a year, I want to be able to shake hands with the president, and then remember, I was saying it in the present tense. So I have a cyber truck, I visit 20 countries in a year, I shake hands with the president, I am a successful serial entrepreneur. You know that I am statement is your big picture, because it would help you achieve shaking hands with the president, visiting countries, driving your cyber truck, earning as much as that. So most times, the big picture comes in an I am statement. I am a founder. I am a teacher. I am that, right? So that's what I mean by I am part is the big picture, and it helps you achieve all the other goals. I hope I've been able to break it down a bit more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Ma. So what we'll do, if it's fine by you, Ma, we can share perhaps your LinkedIn page or yeah, your social media handle so that people can, if there are more questions, people have more questions, they can be able to reach out to you because time will not permit us to take more questions. Okay, all right. So for Nexters and for people on the call, we'll try to share Madam Ilo's social media handle with us so that we can ask questions, further questions that we have personally to her. All right. Thank you so much once again. So at this point, would we be rounding up this session, or the first part or first section of this session, and it will be good to have one Nexter. I know we've gained a lot from the session, but it will be good to have one Nexter give a very quickly vote of thanks and just appreciate our speaker for the time that she has spent and the insight that she has shared with us. And then after that, we'll have Madame Remy then give a proper her own vote of thanks on behalf of Pro Ally and the Nexus community. So please, one Nexter who would volunteer to give vote of thanks and appreciate our speaker. Or do I call names? Please, who is going to volunteer for us?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Who's speaking?
This is Mary Abulaja.
Oh, hi, Mary.
Hi, everybody. So I want to specially thank Miss Ehimari for taking out time out of her busy schedule to come speak with us today. Like she said, she has not even started working for the year, but you took out time to speak to us about goal setting. And you said a lot of things that we know will stick to us and will follow from the beginning of the year throughout the end of the year. And thank you for making yourself accessible to us that we can reach out to you anytime we have questions and all. We really want to appreciate you for your time, and we say that God bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mary. God bless you. So, Madam Remy, please, can
Okay.
you? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Good morning again, and Prosper, thank you. Well done. Very brilliant moderation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ilo, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing from your wealth of experience. Do you mind me calling you Ilo, or which is the surname?
Ilo is fine. Ilo is my name.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you for, being vulnerable and sharing even from your personal journey. And we appreciate that you started 2026 with us. Like I remember that you mentioned that you had not started work proper in 2026. So thank you for allowing us to be the first to tap from the freshness that the time away has brought to you to give you perspective into 2026. And we do hope that when next we call on you, that you'd oblige us and join us to share more regarding goal setting and acing our goals for 2026. We're really honored to have you, and thank you for being interested in the next so much that you want to join us and share with us today. We wish you all the very best in your endeavor, and we pray that again, your 2026, you ace it and you look back to say, oh, I even surpassed it more than I did for 2025. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Ma. Bye. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. We still have the second section of this session. Now, remember that one of the things that Madam Ilo mentioned in terms of setting smart goals is the T, that is the goals being trackable. And this second section of this session is aimed at helping us track our goals. And I believe Dodger and Messi are the ones in charge to anchor this session, where would be taking us through a template or a goal tracker template which the programs team have created. And this template is going to help everyone on this call, because most times people have goals, but they don't necessarily have a template or a way to be able to set those goals, to guide them to set those goals. Again, I'll go back to the Bible in Habakkuk 2, where the Bible instructs us to write down visions to make them plain. Okay. And one of the things that Madam Ilo also mentioned was being able to keep the picture in sight. That is, to always reflect, to always be able to see those goals which you have achieved. And that is why this tracker is important. Thereby, we can always reflect on the goals that we have set for this year, and we can always see them. It's not as if we are just putting them in our head. And at this point, without wasting time, I'll just hand over to Dodger and Messi to guide us through on how the goal tracker will work. Dodger and Messi, over to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prosper. So let's put our hands together for Prosper. Everyone has been commending his moderation. Thank you. And thank you for joining us, everybody. So this session is supposed to be only for Nexters, but in the graciousness of our hearts, we decided to extend it to even non-Nexters. So that's your gift for joining this session. You can check the group, the chat box. Messi dropped 2 links there, a link for Nexters and a link for the non-Nexters. So the next at the beginning, Prosper did an introduction of what the Nexters community is about, and what our purpose is. So part of our main goal as a community is to grow together and to support each other's growth. So that is what this goal tracker is about. And permit me to give credit to the source of this tracker. So fun fact or backstory, Ilo and I belong to
Dodger? Sorry,
Yes.
Dodger. Sorry to cut you short. Madam Remy had put up her hands. I think she wants to say something. Sorry to cut you short. Madam Remy?
Yes, thank you. I believe TA is on the call, so I would like us to welcome her. Let me confirm that. And we would like to have another session of prayers before we go on into the second session. We had prayers to start, but we're going to have another session of prayers before we continue. TA, do you want to do us the honors of this second round, or you want us to do that?
All right. This is not the year to say no to prayers, so I'm happy to do it. Hi, Prosper. Good to see you. How are you? And how is
Hello,
everyone
ma.
doing?
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning. And thank you so much for the beautiful moderation. I'm excited. Like, anyway, let me not ramble.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you, Remy. And thank you, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So I wish I could just straight away pray, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share the word of God and then just pray. And for the beautiful references that Prosper has made, and also Elo, I'm so enthused that this year we are going to be making Jesus proud. We have started it on a good note. Nobody's going to be asking me, Tia, how do you talk about Jesus? Because everybody's talking about Jesus so effortlessly. I love it. Okay. If you have your Bible, next time is a Bible organization. No, in case you are wondering what we are doing now, it's a church in itself. So we are going to just a very short. How many minutes do I have, Remy, so that I can make it quick and sharp, please?
You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes is fine. Okay. All right. So to get us started, I just want us to, focus on Romans 12, verse 2. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. And this is where I want us to really anchor this year. We've done goal setting, we've done um everybody's going to get off this call, and I'm sure that you probably even have started it earlier, and you've planned some goals. But here, God is saying, don't design your goals around people. Don't copy other people's goals. Don't make goals just because somebody says financial goals is the goals to make, or career goals is the goals to make, or health goals is the goal to make. Don't live on templates. Live on my design for you. So as you have learned today, what Elo has shared with us is a template based on knowledge, but the one that holds the knowledge is God. And I don't want us to ever lose that in this 2026. So it means that when you hear something, don't be too quick to say, oh, I'm going to go and write XYZ down. You're going to take that knowledge and then say, I am going to go to God, and it's going to show the design and will for my own life. And then I will write down. That's where we are going to start from. We are not going to be like them who copy the designs of the world, who go to every event and the speaker is saying something and is exciting, and all of a sudden you just feel like that's the template for your life. No, your purpose, the plan that God has for you is uniquely yours. The path that you will go through it is uniquely God's. So you must merge this yours and God together to get to the right place, to get to the expected end. So when he says the plans I have for you, it's not the plan you have for yourself, it's not the plan you hear, it's the plan God has for you. That plan is good, is pleasing, is perfect. So please settle in on Romans um chapter 12, verse 2, and read it in the New Living Translation, which says, don't copy the behavior and customs of the world. Don't copy everything that everybody says. They are knowledge based on their own purpose. So, like if I come in here and I say, this is what I'm going to do this year, and even if it sounds really nice and something you can do easily, your job is not to go immediately and start copying. Oh, this is what TA says that she's going to do because I want to be like TA, because I want to be like Prosper. Prosper goals is this. Me and Prosper went to the same school. If Prosper is already in university, there is already at AVEX, then I must attain to be at AVEX. Please do not do that. After this call, you're just going to go and sit with Jesus. You're going to write it down, like he says in Habakkuk, and then you're going to present it to him and say, Jesus, this plan, brown my heart to be what you want it to be. So that's where I'm going to stop. And I want us to pray very quickly, but you're going to pray with your mouth because there's nothing as pleasing as asking God to give directions for your life. So I want you to spend some moments praying and asking God to align your hearts, align your desires, align your expectation in 2026 with your plan, with the plan He has for you, the plan to give you an expected end, the plan to be who Prosper wants to be who Doja wants to be who Remy wants to be everything that God has destined that you'll be this year, so that you don't wake up maybe middle of the year and say, oh, I didn't meet my goals. But it may be that that's not the plan for you, so you won't even need to stress. So ask God the grace to be on the plan of God, that when I make plans, I'm not making it just because it's nice and funky. I'm making plans because it is the will of God for my life. I'm making plans aligned to the will of God. And then you can follow all the matrix therein. You can say, oh, my spiritual goals is this, my health goals is this, but it will be God speaking into your hearts. God saying, this is how I want you to do. And it's important to also emphasize at this point that the easiest thing is to talk about Jesus, but you must know him as your Lord and your personal Savior. I can be here and talk to you about Jesus, but I'm talking to you because I have a relationship with him. So each of you must also covet that relationship and build intimacy with God, where by building that intimacy, by walking with him, by building that relationship, by giving your life to Jesus, you are clear in your head when he speaks to you, when he tells you this is your plan. And I pray that as we start this year as a community, we are going to grow in leaps and bounds. God that has started with us, he has aligned everything, everybody here. He has aligned us together for a reason, and that purpose will not be lost on us. We will not mourn anyone. In this year, there will be no loss, there will be no lack, there will be no limitation. There will be so many good news. Like the Bible says, that it will be blessings on all sides. And I pray that regardless of what the uncertainty of the world is, you will come out stronger. The Bible says, and I will rejoice, regardless of whether the fig tree does not blossom, but your own fig tree will even blossom, and you will rejoice in the God of your salvation. You would enjoy grace, you will enjoy the blessings of God. And as you are growing in God, you would not only be a light to yourself, you will be a light to others. You would draw light. You know, your own light will be light that begets light, because it's possible to be a light and not beget light, but your own light as a next star, as you know, a member of this amazing family, it will be light that begets light. That at the end of the day, when we gather together, we would be lights, lighten the world in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. I think I spent 5 minutes. So thank you. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you,
Thank you
T.
so much.
Over to you, Pastor.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Remy. Over to Doja and Mercy.
Thank you so much, ma. I feel like I'm still in the spirit. I want to spend more time with God. Okay, so I was saying that um I would like to give credit to the source of this tracker. So that Ilo and I belong to a community, and I think she even designed the tracker, and so it's adapted from there. And so we're going to be using it in the Nexus community. So these are the categories based on our because we're a community that is made up of students and young professionals. So we have the career of professional slash business, academics and learning, financial, growth and personal development, health, people, family relationships, friendship, spiritual, social, and miscellaneous. And this tracker is segmented into quarters. So we have quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, there's still quarter four next. So we are going to be filling in the details quarterly. So we have two team leads who are in charge of this goal tracker, Messi and Simi. So you'll be seeing them a lot in your face, in your DM and on the group. So every quarter, if you have all your goals ready right now and you can fill them in right now, that's okay too. You can fill all your goals in at once. But if you think that you only know what is going to happen in the next 3 months of your life, although I think we should all have an idea of what's going to happen to us for the year. But if you can't break them down right now, you can fill in just for quarter one. And deadline for that is this Thursday. You can fill it in today, tomorrow. Just make sure you fill it in before Thursday. And yeah. So at the end of January, you are going to come here. So each of these box. Okay, this thing is not allowing me to edit. Okay, so each of these boxes, January, February, March, April, May, June, each of them contain percentages, 0%, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, up to 200. So at the end of when you write, let's say for your career professional now, for January, your goal is that you're going to apply to 20 job opportunities. So by the end of January, if you apply
Doctor,
to
you
20
can
job
use your own
opportunities,
templates. Sorry to cut you short. You can use your own templates to present. Just go to yours. I did your job. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm there now. Thank you, Mercy. So Mercy is our text is behind this. Thank you. So you go to January. So if at the end of January you apply to 20 job opportunities, that means that's 100, Abby. So you put in 100%. But if at the end of January you only applied to 10 job opportunities, that's 50. You didn't hit your goal. So you 50%. If at the end of January you applied to 40 job opportunities, that means you exceeded your goal. So that's 200. So same for February, March, April. So these percentages are very important because, like I said, we're a community, and so everybody has a separate sheet on this in this book in this goal tracker. But at the end of everything, there's a master sheet here that only the team leads have access to. So we're going to have like a as you're filling in your percentages here, they'll be seeing it on that master sheet. So there's also something about this. So it means that if everybody together, so see what it's going to look like eventually. So in academics now, let's take for instance, in academics, if our group have in our sorry, let's say career and business, if our group average is like 50%, so that means maybe somebody like Monirat, she hit her goals 200, but somebody like myself, I only hit my goals 10%. You know that the score is going to be low. So 200, when you do the average, 200%, 10%, the score is eventually going to be low. So it means that as a community, we are not supporting each other well, or we are not growing together. So, but imagine that by the time we calculate the average will be automatically calculated. Imagine that by the time the average is calculated, we see 200%, we see 150%. It means that everybody is doing well and everybody is hitting their goals, and that makes us all of us happy. So this goal tracker, okay, so I was saying that you only the team lead to have access to the goal tracker. It's going to be locked, but you can see what is on your goals. And for your accountability partners, if you want your accountability partners to also have access to it, you can speak with Simi and Messi. They'll give them access to your goal trackers. So this is very important, and I'll hand over to Messi now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Extras. So Doja has said most of everything. Uh, so what we do what would be doing to make sure that everyone is able to achieve their goal is to constantly remind them, send motivational quotes to the group, and then just so that everyone is on track. And then by the end of the month, we wait to spotlight. I think yes, end of the month, we wait to spotlight those who have been able to achieve some certain goals during any of our session, just so that we can help people improve and work more towards achieving their goals. Also, accountability partners, we are not putting that aside. We also want that your partners are able to help you out in achieving your goals, constant reminder, and all of that. So that's basically what this goal tracker is all about. Doja has already explained most of it. And so, yes, that's what we're trying to achieve. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. So I think we're going to take questions now. Does anybody have any question, or is it clear? So for the non-next stars, the link is in the chat box, so you can just download it too and use it. If you need any help too, because I'm a good person, you can reach out to me. Yeah, but we'll be happy to help and support you too. So there's no question. So hand over to Prosper.
Sorry, please, I have a question. And thank you so much, Doja and Messi, for this. My question is concerning the details. Now, the space for us to write, but I don't know if it's one space for the 3 months. I don't know if that space is going to be enough. For example, now, let's say I want to write um three financial goals for January. Then I have another goal for February. Then I have another one for March. How will you know that okay, this one is for January, okay, this particular one is for February? I don't really understand the details part.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what you can do is that you can specify in the details. When you put the goal, you can put in brackets January. You understand? Then for February, you can also put that in the brackets. Then if you need more of the, like, if you want more cells to, you need more space to put in more goals, it's easier. You can just expand each of the category. So you have the right to edit your own templates. You can just expand that to the next line, pushing down all the other ones, and then you can add in another goal. Does that explain your question? Does that answer it?
I think so, yeah, it does to a large extent.
Hey, Madam Remy, you also have a question. Your hands are up.
Yes, an observation actually, or maybe I should say a suggestion. Is it possible for probably you or Doja to do like a demo using the template? It doesn't have to be your own goals. Do you understand? So that everybody knows how to work around it.
Okay, since Doja, you're sharing your screen, I don't know if you can just give us an example.
Okay, I think I can. So let's say career and professional now. In January, I want to prepare for test because I'll be applying to I've applied to some graduate training roles and they will need most of them I will need to write tests. So let's say I want to spend 2 hours every day studying in advance for the test. So let's say spend let me increase this thing. So you guys will have to be patient with my laptop. Spend hours every day studying GMAT questions or SHL. Let's say SHL. So in January, was I able to spend up to 2 hours every day, except weekends though? Was I able to spend 2 hours every day studying SHL questions? Let's say my answer for this is almost sure, so I'll put 70%. In February, how did I do? Let's say in February, I exceeded it. I vexed 140. Then in March, I now just stayed at that 2 hours, so 100%. So you see that for that goal alone, I have 310% accrued. And okay, if I fill in another goal here, career or professional, and I say apply to 10 companies or submit my CV to 10 companies, and then in January 10 companies every month. Then in January, I actually submitted to just 10 companies. In February, I submitted to up to 20. So that's over. And then in March, I was only able to submit to like 5 instead of 10. So that's 50%. So you can see that the numbers are changing automatically as I'm putting in the figures. So my average is 150%. So that means I'm doing well with my goals. That's what it's going to look like. So when we check the master sheet now, because I'm the only one that has filled in this thing. Let me see what my master sheet is looking like. Here is that my name. Adedoja Adewale. It's showing Ido. But we didn't talk about this. I don't know if these names are community appropriate. But yeah, it's showing Idom. We all know what like an Idom means. So and my total is showing 18.75%. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah. So each of these colors means something. I mean, when you fill in a particular figure, there are different names. So I don't know if Mercy can speak to that. I can't remember the other names that day. But I know there's something like don't sleep, wake up. There's something like maybe you're doing well. Maybe there's another one that is almost, yeah. Just prompts that indicates that mark your progress. Like, oh, if you are at a particular percentage, it means that you are doing well. If you're at another one, it means that you have a long way to go. I think that's explanatory enough.
Thank you, Doja. I think that should help people to have a clearer understanding of this. You can go ahead.
I think we're done. Prosper.
Sorry, there's a question in the chat. Victor asked. I don't think he's able to unmute, so I'll just read it. He says, can the percentage of progress be dynamic? Like, can we be able to put in our percentage progress? Because looking at the sheet, I was unable to see things like 15%, 43%, and the likes.
I think that's for Mercy, but I don't think so. There's just 0, 10, 20. It's just an estimate.
Sorry, I think my network. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, Mercy, we can
the
hear you.
percentage isn't dynamic, but what we can do is to, so if for instance it's like 15%, you can maybe make it like 10% or 20%. You can't exactly put in the exact 15% or 43. The reason why is that for the master sheet, it works with a specific percentage. So we're able to know what exact level you're on. So you saw that when Dodger puts 100%, it was showing something like a done. So it means that in the master sheet, it's only going to show you done if you have 100%. It's not going to have it's not going to have a range of percentage. So that's why we had to make it like we had to put in this thing ourselves, 10%, 20%, and all of that. So you work with that. So maybe say you have like something like 43%, you can have you can round it up to like 40%. Or if you have something like 45%, you round it up to 50%. I think someone else's hand is up, but I can't see the person's name. Please, you can unmute and speak.
I don't think I see any other hands up.
If possible, I think we can continue if we've answered all the questions.
Okay. My my laptop died in the course of the session, so I had to join through my phone. Can you hear me? Am I audible enough? Okay.
Yes, Pastor. Go ahead.
Okay, fantastic. So thank you very much, Dodger and Messi. And we the programs team, we look forward to everyone, especially next us, optimizing this goal tracker which has been created is for your benefit, and it will also help you and help us keep track of our goals as the year goes by. So that being said, we'll
Am I the only one that can hear Prof.
Roger,
again?
I also can't hear him, so you can take over, right?
Okay. Maybe his phone died. So now we're going to be calling off Patience and Daniel. Patience, are you on this call?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year, and I trust you had a fantastic week. So, I'm coming on to give a quick overview regarding our upcoming hangout in February. And the theme for our February hangout is love, friendship, and community. And we believe that leadership isn't about like seminars and work, it's about people standing beside you. So because of that, we have decided to run a decentralized nationwide hangout. So the concept of it is like the power of so what it how it works is that we don't want nesters to travel from far end of the country to a particular place for them on cost and finances and likes. So as long as there are more than two nexters in a state, a hangout is valid. So it does not matter if you're in Lagos, if you're in Rivers, Enugu, Kaduna, Abuja. So if you have a cluster of nesters in a particular city, we can have an hangout there. So basically, it's like for people that stay in, let's say Akure now, if we have more than one person in Akure, we can have a hangout in Akure. If we have more than two people in Port Harcourt, we can have a hangout in Port Harcourt. So now we want to work it out in a way that for those staying in Port Harcourt, for example, you are going to select the place, you are going to decide where you are going to meet. It can be a house hangout with games and music. Maybe select a house with a particular nester and you decide you want to have it in this person's house, or you can have a garden picnic, or you can choose a restaurant or a sit out spot. So now for every state with a cluster, we would need a volunteer team lead. So the person is not planning anything massive. It's just basically like to coordinate the group in that particular state. So you help the group to agree on the venue and the timing. So as regard budgets, um, we're hoping that the team leads will discuss with everyone in each of their states to decide on an amount that is comfortable to pay amongst the nesters in that particular state. So it's to like able to be flexible and tailored to your pockets. And then, although there's one activity that would highly encourage that every nesters in every state, like across all the states, like involving, that's like a gift exchange session. So since it is going to be a season of love, which is Valentine, we want every gathering to have a moment where like each nester swaps tokens to appreciate one another. So the concept is maybe in that particular state, the volunteer team lead will maybe gather the names of everyone that is attending the hangout. Then group two people together, like this person will exchange person A will exchange gifts with person B. So that way we will share gifts across amongst ourselves. And so we are going to be creating a poll today to get an overview of where each nester has come from to know how much clustered we are across the country. So that way we select a volunteer team lead that would lead the team or coordinate the events in each of these states. So that's basically all. Thank you very much. And I don't know if Daniel, my co-coordinator, has anything to say. I don't know if he's on the call. Daniel, are you on the call? Okay. I don't think he's on the call. Thank you very much, everyone. Does anyone have any question as regards that?
I think you dropped the message in the chat box. So
Okay. Thank
just
you very
saying,
much,
okay.
Patience. Doja, you want to say something?
No, I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much, Patience and Daniel. I thought I would see more emojis and more excitement. I mean, is quite good to see the plans that the programs team have outlined for us, and there's more to come. Yeah, there's more to come, and it just shows, especially a huge kudos, especially to our team lead, Adedoja. It shows that when you have the right brains behind the wheel, things just fall into place. So exciting times ahead, and Anthony has a question. Please, Anthony, do you want to unmute, speak, or?
Hear me?
Hello, Anthony.
Kindly confirm it.
Okay.
Your voice is very low, but we can hear you small.
It better now.
Yeah, it is.
Can we hear anything?
I think he's speaking, but we can't hear him. Maybe his network or something. He can actually type in the chat box.
Oh, okay. Anthony, do you want to drop your question in the chat box so that we can have it answered? Okay, while Anthony types his question, I think we can move to the next. We can always come back to Anthony's question so that we don't waste much time. So the next item on our agenda is an update. Again, the programs team, we have an update on book reading, and this update will be given by Peter and Yisa, or anyone, Peter or Yisa, anyone that's on the call that wants to give the network an update on, or the plans which we have on book reading, please. Peter or Yisa?
Thank you, Prosper. So while we're waiting for Isa or Peter to come up, we're going to be having a picture session. Prosper, you help with the taking the picture, or Doja. So everyone who is appropriately dressed, because I've heard like 2, 3, or about 4 people say that they can't turn on their cameras. But going forward, whenever we have our meetings, let's all be prepared to turn on our cameras, right? Especially if you have to speak. All the anchors for today, for instance, are expected to know that they ought to be available on camera so that when you're speaking, we can see you. There's something that does to you being a part of a meeting, when your camera is on, you are actively active. If there's anything, a phrase like that, rather than just your camera is off all through for almost 2 hours, you may be tempted to focus on other things. So Prosper and Dodger, please let's do that before we wrap up today. Let's have people who are camera ready turn on their cameras at that appropriate time so that we can have our first picture of the year. Back to you, Prosper.
All right, ma. Would ensure that we do that. I'm joined on my phone, so I don't know. Would it be possible to do it on the phone? I don't think I'll be able to capture
Dodger, can
everyone.
you, or do you want me to do that?
Please help us. Thank you, ma. My laptop
All
is
right.
not
All
allowing me
right.
to snap.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're not doing it just. Are we doing it now, or we?
No, you give us a
Yeah.
cue when the
Okay. Yeah.
time is right.
Okay. So when it's time, we'll let everyone know to, like Madam Remy said, if for those that are appropriately dressed, you turn on your cameras and then we can take a picture. So we'll give everyone the cue when the time is come. Thank you. So thank you, Madam Remy. Um, Peter or Isa, who's going to give us update on our plans for book reading this year?
Prosper, I see Anthony has dropped his question.
Oh, really? Okay. Thank you, ma. Okay, so Anthony is asking, this is for Patience and Daniel. If we have Nexters across different cities in a state, can we hold more than one gathering? Anthony is asking if we have Nexters in different cities in a state, is it possible to hold more than one hangout or more than one gathering? Patience or Daniel, do you want to help Anthony answer that question?
Hi, Anthony. So I think the concept of the hangout we are trying to create is to create a sense of community amongst nesters in a particular state. So let's say, for example, you stay in a state whereby like several nesters are like across different places in the state. I think you can all agree on a central place in that state, a place where everyone can meet, that it's convenient for everyone. So that we will have enough people gather at a particular time. I don't know if that answered your question.
Okay.
Just to wait, let me clarify something. I think some states are very big. Ibadan is very big, and that's say Ibadan. Oyo state is very big. So imagine that somebody is in Oyo, Ibadan, and that person is in another far local government. So the cost of transportation itself might be too much. So I don't know. I think it depends on when people fill that poll, and we know where the next stars are. But we will prefer that all the next stars will stay in one place. But depending on the cost, if it's too much and we see that there are a lot of next stars in like a particular location within the state, I think it's something that can be considered.
Okay. Thank you, Patience. Thank you, Dodge.
So I'm wondering, can Madam Remy help us unmute Peter? Is it possible to unmute people from a central
Nobody,
location?
nobody is muted from my end. Anybody is free to unmute their mic. So, and I've tried, there's nothing happening at my end. Maybe you should log out and come back in. I think Mercy did that and it worked.
Yeah, it worked for me. So what you can do is you can log out, and when you want to sign in, like join in, you can join in without signing in and just put your name and your surname, and your mic and camera will be open for you to use.
Okay, is Peter able to
Okay.
unmute now?
He has left, so he will
And
join. I hope that by the time he's joining, they'll be able to do it.
okay. What of you said this on the call? Okay, so I think the program AME, Victor, you have something to say to us.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and happy New Year to us all. Yeah, I'm really happy to be here today for this particular section. It was really a wonderful section and really direct to point. And also, I would like to appreciate Mathieu for also pointing us to the need for us to be in alignment with God's will while we set goals for 2026.
Hello, everyone.
So, please confirm if you can hear me, please.
Victor, we can hear you. Peter, give Victor some time to finish his presentation, then you can continue. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. So, my name is Victor. I'm Victor, the AME team lead, that's Accountability Monitoring and Evaluation team lead. And for us to be able to monitor and evaluate how successful this particular section is or was, we are going to be sharing a link right on the call. So we want each and every one of us to go ahead and fill the feedback form, right? Because it will help us generate a report as regards the success of this particular section. Please, we beg, we plead, we are pleading that for every participant, right, in this very session, to go ahead and fill the form, please, because it will help us to have a proper evaluation of how the section was for us all. Thank you very much, and keep having a wonderful year.
All right, thank you very much, Victor. Please, let's all, once the link to the feedback form is posted on the chat, let's all ensure that we give our feedback on how the session was for us. Thank you so much. Peter, please go on.
Okay, thank you so much, Prosper. It was a network glitch from my end. So happy New Year to everyone and hello, Nesters. So from the book reading and knowledge sharing team, Peter Abiodun, I bring you an update. I and Daniel Yisa, we have successfully drafted a pragmatic table. So on how we're going to be going with the modality of the reading. And the book highlights the 12 months of the year, the books to be reviewed with the reviewer. A book will be reviewed each month, and the review will be done weekly on Saturdays by 8 p.m. When people are less, the reason why we chose 8 p.m. is we consider the fact that mostly on Saturdays and the evening period, people are less engaged and they are less busy. So a reviewer is assigned for to each week of the month. So there are months, example, maybe like those that are 30, that are 31, 30, some extend to the 5th week. So for those kind of months, we'll be having 5 reviewers, each one assigned to each week. So that's the modality. And while there are some months like February, example, just like 4 months. So we'll be having just 4 persons that will be doing the work, that will be moderating the review each weekend. So it is weekly. And also, the draft will be, we're going to post, we are going to send the draft, this timetable to the general alumni group so that everyone can have a perusal, they can go through it and let us have a feedback on time and see what can be done to make it better. So we're going to share the drafted timetable that highlights the month of the year and also the reviewer and also the books that will be reviewed. It also highlights the books, one book per month. It's just one book per month because we try to be realistic in sense that if we say let us take it like two books, there are books that are voluminous, though we're not going with too much voluminous books, but to something that is practical and that's realistic. So we say let us have one book per month. So that's how it goes. So we try and break down the chapters of each book and let each reviewer have a portion that, okay, for this first week you are going this, or you'll be talking about and the likes. And also what the reviewers will be talking about will be discussed to them at least a day ahead before the day of the review, for the day of the review. And the reason why we resolve to this method is because we look at it that, based on the statistics that we have in the Nestars leadership community, we are like approximately 60%. So I will look at it. If you have roughly 5 weeks in each month, so 5% for 12 months, that will make it 60. So that's why we resort to that method of allocating the work that each nester is able to have a take in the book reading. And the purpose of this book reading and knowledge sharing, just from the word itself, is to foster continuous learning and knowledge sharing within our community. So thank you very much. If you have any question, you need clarification, please kindly let me know. And you can also refer it to at Daniel. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much. I guess with all these plans, we can already tell that I'm just reflecting back after the end of the leadership summit and the plans that started or were put in place. We can see that it's essentially a new dawn for the Nexters community or network, and we see all these plans on ground to ensure that we are a people or a network, a family that is able to create value and give value, not just in the Nexters network, but also outside when we go out there to represent the Nexters network essentially. So thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much, Daniel Issa. I think I saw Uzoma's hand up. Uzoma, do you have a question, please? You have the floor. Hi, Uzoma. You can unmute and ask a question. Okay. So I think Victor has posted the feedback form in the chat box. Please let's head over to the chat box and click on the feedback form and let's get our thoughts on how today's session went for everyone. Please ensure you click the feedback form and give your feedback. It's very important to the community and to the network. Thank you very much. I don't know if Uzoma, do you still want to ask a question? I don't know if you're experiencing the same issue that you can't unmute. Okay. Oh, you can't unmute. Wow. I thought as much. Yeah. Is your question very long? Is it something that you can maybe put in the chat box? So while Uzoma is doing that, okay, let me drop and join again.
I think sorry, Prosper.
Yes.
I think if he's joining, you should just join as a guest. You shouldn't use his Microsoft
I think
account. I
yes.
guess that's the problem.
Okay. What? Yeah, Doja, you want to say something?
No, nothing. So
Can
I
we
think
can we
we
take the
can just round
pictures?
off.
Yes. I was going to
Okay.
suggest that we just prep. Or Doja, do you have something else to say? I was just going to say we prep to take the pictures. So just as Madam Remy or Peter, you have your hands raised. You have something to say?
Yes, I want to ask that can I be given I don't know if I can just be given the chance to present how the timetable looks like, or maybe I can just drop it later to the group. Anyone?
I think you can drop
Doja.
it on the group later.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, all right, all right.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Okay. Uzoma has dropped his question on the chat box. He says, well, I wanted to draw attention to the reviewing of books. A year has 52 weeks, not 60. Oh, so we would have typically 8 next stars left out. Yeah, I think that's also crossed my mind because, of course, we know that not all. Okay, Peter, you want to respond? Let me go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you so much for the highlights. So as regarding that, we try and feast the other leftover 8 persons to join other people. Like for some week, we'll be having like 2 persons that will be doing it together to ensure that everybody have a take on it. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Uzoma, for just drawing our attention to that, and thank you, Peter. I guess that is something that works. So that's a solution to ensure that every next star is participating in the book review. All right. So at this point, if you are appropriately dressed, can you turn on your video? The backdrop, Madam Remy provided the backdrop in the alumni, the backdrop to use in the alumni group. So if you're appropriately dressed, please turn on your video so that we can take the first picture for 2026 as
The
a
backdrop,
network.
the backdrop is also on this chat. Xenia has dropped it.
Sorry. Oh, right. So the backdrop is also on the chat. Zena has dropped the backdrop for us. So please utilize the backdrop and let's get prepared to take the first picture or pictures of 2026. Let's see our smiles too.
1 minute. I want to try to put all of us together. Is that possible? Do we prefer? Can you see my screen? This is not. We need the backdrop to show, right? Okay, 1 minute. Let's do the gallery. We'll have to take more than one. Okay. So let's have a smile. I need to go one more time for the other people to cover everyone else. Okay. Simi and Victor Lawal, your smile, it's your turn. You're taking the shot. Okay, that's done too.
Okay.
Let's see who else is here. Okay, Pelumi and Abu Samad, it's your turn. Let's take the shot. Nice. Let's see who is here again. I think that's all. Okay, pictures are taken.
All right.
Over to you, Prosper.
Thank you so much, Madam Remy. I hope everyone was smiling. Mm-hmm. You don't know where the pictures will end up. All right, thank you so much, Ma. There's something that Uzoma put in the chat box. He mentioned that the partnership team, just to let everyone know, will be rolling out their survey form in the coming week. It says that please, everyone should endeavor to fill the form so we can capture the interest of Nexters in view of partnerships. So we can already see that it's not a time for you not to be engaged or get engaged in all that is going on. We need everyone to be active. You have to be active 247. There are a lot of things that will be sent to the group that will require our opinion, require our engagement. So let's get prepared to engage on those things. So yeah, we will expect that form from the partnerships team. Okay, at this junction, I think I will hand over to the program's team lead, our very own Doja, for the closing remarks, I believe. Oh, Madam Tia, Ma, please, you have the floor. Madam Tia, Ma, please, you have the floor. Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Perhaps it's still that same issue of, I don't know, maybe Monte is having issues.
No, I can
unmuting.
hear you. I can hear you. I apologize. There was something in my mouth, so I
okay.
needed to finish. I can hear you.
Okay, Ma.
I don't even know what to say. I'm completely blown away. I'm not flabbergasted because I know that this is what you're made of, but I'm really, really blown away. But I just want to call our attention to a few things. One way to solve the Microsoft problem, I think it's been shared, is that you should log in with a guest account and then log in with your name. If you have a Microsoft account, then what we can also do is ahead of each of the meeting, let's send it as an invite on the Microsoft. But I also see that we wanted people to register so you have an idea of who is coming, but you can also still do that on Microsoft. Second thing is gratitude. I like this comment session is so empty. Your colleagues and friends have been doing amazing work. There's nothing as great as just really commending their efforts. Well done, Prosper. Well done, Doja. Well done, Mercy. Well done, Amaka. Well, just well done. It would not, it's not oxygen. Yeah. And you can put that in the chat to encourage them. I know that we do that on the group, but hey, yeah, if you practice gratitude, you would also receive a lot. And the other thing I would like to mention is this goal planning, particularly the templates, is really nice, and it would be nice to have it as a reference point for each of, I don't know if I say quarterly because monthly would be a bit too much because people do have different facets of life, But quarterly, it would be nice to really sit down and ask ourselves, how is this person growing and how can I support the person? So it's not only your goal, it's also finding a way that the goals be can be a thing of discussion at maybe the hangouts. And then you find maybe that's what the partnership would also focus on. And then you find allies who can help you achieve your goals. So I'm dumping it on all of you to think of the first step is everybody to feel the goals. Maybe you need a color code that shows maybe like spiritual goals. And then maybe everybody just wants to read the Bible together. And then you find out that, hey, this is something that we want to do, or everybody wants to, spend time to maybe they want to attend a worship concert. I hope that that can also be a spiritual goal. Maybe you want to feature in a worship whatever, like an upper room kind of thing. So you might just then realize that the goals are quite similar and you can achieve it together. So that's something I just thought of while you were sharing the goals, that you should find also the place of mutual interest and then build something around that. Then I'll also like to really crave your indulgence for two things. Number one is it's not very nice on this call when your pictures are not on your teams. You'll sign it with an account. On that account, you can put your pictures there, whether you're using a Google or a Microsoft team. It's just very tidy. Yeah. Put it there as your picture, such that when you are speaking, it's not OO we are seeing, or PU, or OF, or MO. We are seeing your face, even though you are not on camera. So that will also reduce the dependency on turn on your camera, because people will have an idea of what your face looks like. Then finally, it's two things. You've done a lot of work today, and I do hope that you recognize, especially because now you're in teams, I do hope that you recognize that this is an opportunity for you to showcase your skill sets. And this is also an opportunity for you to put something in your CV, so that we don't get into the middle of the year and you're asking yourself, what did I do? What skill sets do I have? Planning a book club is a leadership skill. Planning an hangout is a leadership skill. You just need to find the right word that couches it as, a career ready skill. So please do not lose the opportunity while you are working in this amazing community and volunteering selflessly for it. Use it also, leverage the learnings, leverage the opportunities, and then make it speak for you. And then the final thing I would like to say is I do get a lot of requests from next stars as to, oh, we need help here. I need you to, I mean, you know the story, but I'm putting it up forward for ProAllied also has a lot of opportunities in the year coming. If you do feel like there's something you can do for ProAllied that we can support with you with in your area of growth, or you're just at home doing nothing, please don't be at home doing nothing. Don't just sit at home and sending messages to everybody to help you. Also ask, what can I bring to the table? And let options be from, these are the things that I can do and I can use to support. So I'm putting the ProAllied opportunity up. If you do have any skill sets or special things that you can do, or one learning needs that you can have, please reach out to Remy. Let's know, because we do have projects that we may need you for, and that way we already know who to call. Then the final thing is also the yellow book. The yellow book is going to be a reference point. I would really suggest to the programs team, or maybe the partnership, that you find a way for us to build a better yellow book, now that we know that everybody is getting serious. And hopefully we'll be able to track ourselves and ensure that everybody on the road on this journey is serious. But we do need this yellow book, this registration book that captures the phase of life people are in. And then every year we can revise it based on growth and say, oh, I'm no longer looking for a job. Now I found a job, and these are the next things I'm looking for. So I wanted to share with you, because while I was listening, I was also I was writing these opportunities that can be improvement for what we do. But I'm 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 really grateful for today, and I want to say thank you to everybody that has put heads and feet, mouth together to contribute on it. Just so pleasing to see. Oh, there's something else I wanted to write, but I talked about it with gratitude. It's also the place of honor. Honor is very important when you when you are in any space. So I saw that there are a few professionals that joined us, senior professionals that joined us while we're on this call. Sometimes just be mindful when they come in and you find the queue, just honor them, just recognize them. Oh, I see you. It's nothing. I see you. I saw you when you come in. Not like you stop what you're doing and then you recognize them. But please don't be too Gen Z that you're like, oh, I'm just going to focus on my project. I'm just going to focus on my program. And even if you then see, let's say, so for example, you see somebody like Jumoke Ajayi coming. After your speech, it is important that you say, oh, I see Mrs. Ajayi here, and just honor. And this is not only for next time, it's also for everything that you do. And I pray that God blesses you. That's it. Back to you, Prosper.
All right. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. All right. That was yeah, a lot of things to jot down and a lot of things to take note of. Thank you very much. Okay, Doja, do you want to? By the way, Doja, like I've mentioned previously, is the program's team lead. So Doja, do you want to do us the honors of taking the closing remarks?
Yeah, I think I just want to appreciate everybody for joining us and for staying up to this moment. We've exceeded our time. We're supposed to finish by 12, but I think it's for good because it is not a wasted time. I also want to especially appreciate the program team members. So I think that talk at leadership summit, it really did a lot of good because I've been very, I don't know if impressed is the right word, but that been stress free. Like everybody is just on their toes, doing what they should do. There's no pulling anybody around or dragging anybody, and it is very beautiful to see. Thank you so much, guys. You're the best thing. And thank everybody for coming. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you so much, Doja. Thank you, Madam Tia. Thank you, Madam Remy. Thank you to the Pro Ally team. Thank you, fellow Nexters and non-Nexters that joined us. I hope the session has been an insightful and useful one, a very valuable one. Do enjoy the rest of your day. I think at this point, we can call it a day. Take care and God bless us all. Thank you very much. Bye,
Please
everyone.
make sure you fill the feedback form.
Yes.
Make
Yes.
sure
Please
you
fill the feedback form.
form. We need your responses. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Victor. Please fill the feedback form. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Can the leaders wait behind before we buy ourselves? Quickly. But we can stop recording. Prosper, wait behind as well.
Okay, ma.